Very good afternoon, children. So before starting our quiz, I would like to share something. Some of the question answers that day I have already discussed, but again I am going to discuss the same question answers with you today. And after discussing the same, I will just ask you some more questions to you. Then you will reply me the same enthusiasm. Okay, the first question you have already seen. I have written answers also with this. Okay, I am just reading it and you listen. And after this, if you have any doubts, you just write it down. Choose the right answer. Now, first one is Mr. Willy Wonka is. Who is that? He was a cook, an inventor, or a manager. Who was he? He was an inventor. Who was he? He was an inventor. Very good. Next is that Onka White. Onka White makes people. Onka White is a name of a medicine. Willy Wonka has invented this medicine Onka White. Okay, this medicine is makes to people older or younger. Answer is younger. So listen it very carefully. Okay, next is Mr. Wonka wants to invent a new thing which will make people older or younger. कौन सा करना है? Older or younger? Yes, older. He wants to. First of all, he made one medicine which is called Onka White. And Onka White, after tasting this medicine, people are becoming invisible. They are going in minus, meaning minus 87, meaning they have to wait to their existence 87 years. So it was we can say it's a negative part, and it was not successful one. And after that he planned to invent something new with the we can say that people they try to get something from him. They forced him to do so. Okay, and he was just ultimate, all were supporting him to make something new. That's why in that time he planned to make one medicine which will make people older. So clear? These three questions clear? Now, next question. Can anyone's age be a minus number? What does minus 87 mean? Is it possible to go somebody in minus? Okay, what does minus 87 mean? It's quite natural. No, it's not at all possible. No, anyone's age can't be a minus number. It is calculated from the day we are born. जिस दिन से हम लोग जन्म लेते हैं, we are all are calculating from the same day. Okay, so it's not at all possible. And here in this context, minus 87 means the person will have to wait for 87 years to take birth. 87 years के बाद वो जन्म लेने वाला है. अभी तक there is no existence. So this is not at all feasible. Okay, so just try to understand. Anyone's age cannot be a minus number. Anyone's age, human being's age cannot be a minus number. It is all living, we can say, why human being? All living creatures only. It is calculated from the day we are born. So it's quite natural to understand. So next question. Okay. Mr. Wonka begins by asking himself two questions. What are they? Mr. Wonka begins by asking himself two questions. What are they? Number one, what is dash? Meaning what? Some questions he was asked. What is that? Same question is that. What is the oldest living thing in the world? He was asking himself two questions. What are they? What is the oldest living thing in the world? And next question is, what lives dash? Meaning what lives longer than anything else? Okay, what lives longer than anything else? Okay, what lives longer than anything else? These two questions. Okay. Mr. Wonka begins by asking himself two questions. They are, what is the oldest living thing in the world? What is the oldest living thing in the world? And next is that, what lives longer than anything else? Okay, these are the two questions he was being asked. Mr. Wonka begins by asking himself. Okay, he started asking himself these two questions. Why he asked this question? Because he wanted to make something new. Okay, so question is that, what is the oldest living thing in the world? And next question is that, what lives longer than anything else? Just children, all of you just remember, just now after completing this discussion, I am going to ask you some questions related to the same lesson. Okay, next question is that, what trees does Mr. Wonka mention? What trees does Mr. Wonka mention? And which tree does he say live the longest? Okay, first question. And second question is, how long does this tree live? Where can you find it? Okay, first question. All of you just concentrate this first question. Okay, what trees does Mr. Wonka mention? So here this is this question. Mr. Wonka mentions the following trees: Douglas fir, oak tree, cedar, bristlecone pine. Okay, actually he says that bristlecone pine lives the longest. Okay, he spoke about the same, which is the longest, the bristlecone pine. Trees lives the longest. Okay, next question. This tree, how many years it lives? It lives for over 4,000 years. Just try to understand. 4,000 saal jinda rehte. The tree lives for over 4,000 years. It can be found upon the slopes of Wheeler Peak in Nevada, USA. Okay, so just try to remember all those things. How many of the oldest living things can you remember from Mr. Wonka's list? Okay, how many of the oldest things? I have already discussed that day. Okay, some of the just, these are purely imaginary things, but these are mentioned, that's why I am just discussing with you. What are these? 4,000-year-old bristlecone pine. Number one is 4,000-year-old bristlecone pine. Next is 168-year-old Russian farmer. Then 200-year-old tortoise. Then 51-year-old horse. Then 36-year-old cat. Next is 207-year-old giant rat. Next 97-year-old grimalkin. Then 700-year-old catalo. And then 36-year-old fleece. So, but all these things are purely imaginary. Okay, 51 years old horse. It was bit uncommon in nature. He was very different from others. Okay. Why he started collecting the items from the oldest things? Why does Mr. Wonka collect items from the oldest things? Do you think that this is the right way to begin his invention? Answer is that Mr. Onka collects items from the oldest things because he had to invent an item that he can make people older. Okay. So now, children, if you have any doubts, you please ask me your doubts. ठीक है, doubts पूछ लो. If anybody has got any doubt regarding the same, you just ask me your doubts. किसी को भी doubt है तो पूछो. मैं अभी question पूछूंगी, then only I will not, Yes, Vani. What you have written, Bristol Confined. Yes, it is written in this story. So anybody who is late, not understood this lesson, just now you write down. I'll explain, and after that I'm going to ask you questions. Only Bhargav छोड़ के बाकी बच्चे पूछो. प्रज्ञा, भूमिया. Which one I want to explain? चिन्मय, मैं पहले से फिर से पढ़ाऊँ सारा questions. Which part you have doubt? I'll tell, means चिन्मय, you just ask me that particular questions. अभी सारा मैं पढ़ाऊँ, this is not feasible. तो time waste हो जाएगा. Because I want to take that test. Which question you would like to know? You explain one more time. Meaning, if I start from the beginning, then full class will go in discussion only. So, where is the particular part that you have doubt? आपको कौन सा question में doubt है? That you just explain. Chinmay, you write quickly. I am waiting for you. Ma'am, I not understood last part. Which part? That last question. What is there in that last part? Chalo, let me discuss this. See, actually he wanted to. चलो, चिन्मय के लिए पहले से मैं पढ़ा देती हूँ. एक बार, I am just reading it. All of you listen it carefully. Mr. Willy Wonka, the owner of the chocolate factory, has decided to invent Wonka White. Wonka White उन्होंने पहले बनाया. किस लिए बनाया? To make people younger. But it was so strong, people has gone, it started, rapidly decreasing their age. And some of them have gone in minus, and some have disappeared, meaning their existence is not there in this earth. Okay, so minus में चले गए. So some of the people, they have gone minus 87. So he has to wait for 87 years to get birth. Then Mr. Onka, he must, all the people, they started requesting him that he should invent something new, okay, and reverse these changes. Then he planned to make something which will make people older. Okay, just 5 to 10 minutes. Okay. Okay. Then what happened? Inside the chocolate factory, Mr. Wonka is searching for new recipe which will make people older. Okay. So he asked Charlie about the oldest thing in the world. Charlie's reply was a tree. Then after completing this one, what happened? He started taking preparation of making, something which will make people older. Okay, he asked Charlie about the oldest thing in the world. Charlie's reply was a tree. Okay, Then what happened? Chinmay, you try to understand this, all the children. Then Mr. Onka added all the meaning thing which is older. Then one tree, name of the tree is Bristol Court Pine Tree, growing in the slopes of Willard Peak in Nevada, USA में मिलता है वो, is the tree that lives longer than anything else. Okay, so it lives longer, 4,000 years. एक हो गया. And what happened? Mr. Onka then went into the great glass elevator. कल वानी ने क्या बोल रहे थे? By walking. Okay, it's not like that. उन्होंने क्या किए थे? Do you know that great glass elevator to travel across the world? He went with that. And to collect items, why he went with that saying? To collect items from the sum of the oldest living things. उन्होंने जो मेडिसिन बनाना था to make people older, so for that he started collecting material from the different parts of world. Okay, some of the oldest living things he started collecting. और उन्होंने कैसे किया? Great glass elevator to travel across the world. Okay, next. Then what happened? What are the things he had collected? See, number one, 4,000 year Bristol cone pine tree. Okay, maybe a part of that pine tree you can say, and toenail clippings. Toenail clippings from 168 years old Russian farmer. उसके बाद उन्होंने किया an egg laid by a 200 years old tortoise. Next is the tail of 51-year-old horse. Okay, next. In his inventing room, after working with all these elements for hours, he prepared a cup full of oily black liquid. जब उन्होंने सारा चीज he has collected from different parts of his places, then he mixed up in a grinder and he made a cup full of oily black liquid. Okay, he made it a black liquid. Then he gave 4 drops of this liquid to a 20 years old Oompa Loompa who was a volunteer. Okay, so Oompa Loompa के ऊपर उन्होंने 4 drop he tried, and what happened after trying this one? Charlie asked what happened after that. Mr. Onka informed him that the creature, after a bit of shivering and wrinkling, became as 75 years old, and he confirmed the invention of Peter to Charlie. तो चार्ली के सामने जब उन्होंने देखा that Oompa Loompas, he started, that wrinkles, started coming on his faces. He was growing old, and what happened? What else? His teeth are also falling down. So he was looking bit very old. He was then he became a 75 years old person. Okay, and in front of Charlie, he has confirmed his invention, and Charlie also has seen his invention. ठीक है, तो this is the last and first and middle part. All the part I have discussed only because of Chinmay's doubt. So now anyone, Chinmay, you write down your doubt is clear because I am going to take one test. Chinmay, write down. Anyone? Now I am going to ask him some questions. अगर आज क्वेश्चन नहीं आया तो मैं छोड़ूंगी नहीं किसी को, सबको 2-2 नंबर काट दूंगी. हाँ चलो, very nice. Now children, let us get back to that questions, yesterday's question. I hope all of you can answer it well. Only today you just answer me. Okay, your question is that on whom did Mr. Onka tested the, that you have answered yesterday, this question. How did Mr. Onka travel? Just write down this one. How did Mr. Onka travel? He traveled by, just tell me. How did Mr. Onka travel? This answer only you write. Yes, in elevator, or make it so. Glass. Great glass elevator. Correct. Correct. Very good. Correct. Good. Next is that what was special about the Arabian horse? Mr. Onka collected whose toenail? अभी मैंने डिस्कस किया. चिन्मय तो जरूर लिखना ये आंसर. Yes, you just write it now. This one, what was special about the Arabian horse? Mr. Onka collected whose toenail? Now only I have discussed. Write down if you can remember this. जल्दी लिखो. What a tail? Write answers very nicely. Only tail लिख रहे हो. You write it properly. It was 51 years old and collected a farmer's toenail who was 160 years old. Very good. Bhargav has given the correct one. Okay, correct answer. So I need answers like this. Tail तो कोई भी लिख सकते, छोटा बच्चा भी लिख देगा सुन के. But what you have understood, you are the student of standard 7, so that standard should be maintained, isn't it? Okay. Clear? ठीक है. No more today. This much only. And somebody is calling me here. ठीक है children? Very good. Anything you would know, like to know? On whom did Mr. Onka tested the oily black liquid? You know? On whom? Yes, last question. On whom did Onka tested this one? Yeah, Ompa Lumpa. Very good. Very good. पढ़ोगे तो जानोगे भाई, नहीं पढ़ाई करोगे तो कैसे जानोगे? और जानोगे तो पढ़ोगे. ठीक है ना? Yeah, the next one, who did Mr. Onka ask to confirm Bristol cone pine lived the longest? You have given answer yesterday only, so no need to give it now. Okay, then I am going further. Choose the right answers. You know this one. Mr. Willy Wonka is a cook, an inventor, a manager. Who is he? Who is he? Who is he? Just give me this answer. जल्दी से बताओ. Mr. Willy Wonka is an inventor. Okay? Can anyone age be a minus number? No, they can't. What does 87 minus 87 means? Because somebody has to wait 87 years to take birth, to come in this existence. Okay, in his existence. So it's not at all possible. It's purely imaginary. Okay? So dear children, hope you have understood, and next class I'll come with a new topic. So please, I'll send some of the material to you, and visit my website www.englishwithadifference.com. You visit there, you will find many grammar exercise. जब आप visit करोगे there, what you have to do? You have to आपका if you have your email ID, तो email ID से आपको घुसना पड़ेगा. You have to log in. or else if your father's mother's email id, with the help of them you can get inside that site and try to solve grammar exercise. Many grammar exercises we have uploaded there. You try to solve it and try to get good knowledge over your subject and get good marks. Okay children, thank you very much.